Okay. So thanks everyone for jumping on tonight. This is our Inspiring Everyday Dreams event. Tonight is Wednesday, the 19th of July. So we're more than halfway through the month already. And we're just going to share tonight a little bit about our product and our business stories and how we got started within the business. So my name is Krista. I'm from Coffs Harbour in New South Wales on the mid-north coast, and I'm a mum of two. We've been living in Coffs Harbour now for the past 7 years and love it. We're originally from Armidale, which is in the Northern Tablelands. I believe it's absolutely freezing up there and has been snowing today, so I don't miss that. But I've been with the business now for about 15 months and absolutely loving it. So originally, when I first got started, I was actually a raving fan, and I started on the products first, and then I moved into the business and absolutely love it. So to start us off tonight, I'm going to head over to Shan. Shan's going to share with us about the products, a little bit about the products, and tell you what they're all about. Shan, are you happy to come off mute and share?
Absolutely, Krista. Thanks, guys. Thank you, guys, for having me, and thank you for jumping on to support those that have invited you along here tonight. I know they really appreciate it. So as Krista said, my name's Shan. I'm from Killara in Victoria, which is basically Albury-Wodonga. And I've been with the company for just on a year now, and I'm really, really grateful for both the product and the business opportunity. It's been a real game changer for both of us in terms of health and also our wealth. So I'm lucky enough tonight to be sharing our awesome JBT program and the supporting plant-based whole food products to you. So before I do that, I'd really like you guys just to humour me for a moment. If we could just play a little game. Everyone hates an icebreaker, but I'm going to ask you do that. So can I just ask if you guys can put your hands up if you know someone who suffers from diabetes? Keep them up, guys, if you know anyone that suffers from any dietary issues or allergies. Heart disease, autoimmune disease, cancer. It's pretty scary, isn't it? Now, I'm certainly no medical professional, but they all tell us that eating more fruits and vegetables is good for us. Good nutrition is a medicine all on its own, and it looks different to all of us. So that leads me to chat to you about the JBT program. And the program has been written and prepared by our leaders, and it consists of over 150 recipes. They are delicious, really family friendly, easy to prepare, and best of all, they're really economical. That was a big seller for me. You won't need to go and buy a whole heap of ingredients that you've never heard of before to fill your pantry with. The program is whole food based, and that means that the goodness starts with what we're consuming. And there are thousands of men and women having amazing results on our program, and that's what I really love to hear, is the stories about how it's working for others. So the program is hosted through Facebook, and that's an amazing community of like-minded people who are looking and feeling better. The page is really positive, it's really helpful, it is really interactive, and most of all, it's really supportive. The page is called Inspired Living, and that is where you'll find all your recipes and your resources. It also contains, sorry guys, meal plans and exercise guides. The program is much more than just about weight loss. It's a journey that shows you how small changes can increase your energy, your levels of gratitude, your motivation, and getting the most out of your mind and your body. So that brings me to our capsules, guys, which is the first of our supporting products. So we've got our vegetable, our fruit, and our berry blends. So basically, as I said, the program is supported by plant-based whole food products that are made with over 30 hand-picked, vine-ripened ingredients that are pulped, cold-pressed, so that the goodness is not damaged by heat, desiccated into a powder form, and then it's encapsulated into a vegan capsule. We don't advocate the replacement of meals, and so this is why our program and products work so well together. The capsules are designed to bridge the gap between what we are eating and what we should be eating. So we will still encourage you to eat as many fruits and vegetables as possible. There are over 30 peer-reviewed medical studies that have been completed on our products, and there's more currently underway, which makes me more confident that our products, it makes me more confident to take our products, but also allow my children to take the products as well without having to worry about what I'm putting into their bodies. The products have never been recalled, and that shows you how credible they really are. They've been around for over 20 years, so, it's not one of those passing fads. You can see that the food label, the label is a food label, and it's not a list of synthetic ingredients or words that I can't spell or pronounce. Basically, if you can eat the foods that are listed on the label, then you can take the capsules, even when you're pregnant and also whilst breastfeeding. It creates craveability, and what that means is when you start your day by flooding it with, the goodness of all these fruits and vegetables, that's what it'll start to crave. For me, that was a huge thing. I really needed to get that balance in my life, and it really helped me with that. It's designed by nature, and what that means is that it's quickly absorbed into our bloodstream. It's recognised by the body on a cellular level, and then it takes it to where your body needs it the most. So for me personally, what I found was that I had more energy, I was sleeping better, my hair, skin and nails were stronger, I had a massive, massive increase in my milk supply, better concentration, and just overall I was happier. I was seeing awesome benefits from my husband and my 2 children as well. Which actually leads me to the next exciting product that our company has, which is our Kids Choose. So the company actually sponsors our kids to eat for free as long as we're on the products, and that's up to for a period of 4 years, and I think that's pretty awesome. So that means that every single day our kids are getting 17 different fruits and vegetables into their system, and it does so much for them in terms of their concentration, better health, which means fewer doctor's visits, eating better, and that craveability that I mentioned before. My first child used to live at the doctor's, and I'm going to share a little bit more about that story later on with you. But since starting the products, I can't actually remember the last time I had him at the doctor's, which is huge for us. The last of our products that we have are our complete powders. And as you can see here, they're available in chocolate and vanilla, and they're a vegan superfood powder. So they play a really important part in our program, and there are macronutrients, which are our carbs, fats and proteins that our body requires. Again, we don't advocate meal replacement, so they're not designed as such. They are great to fill with loads of fruit and vegetables and have as a smoothie, or they're really versatile. And I use my chocolate powders to make slices, and I use both flavours to make pancakes, ice creams, and they're recipes from the JBT program. So they're clean treats, which makes them guilt-free, which I love, and so do my family. They do contain an ingredient called niacin, and also a good dose of vitamin D, which means that they're really great for our mental health. They're really good as a pre or post workout drink if you're into that sort of thing. Really great for an afternoon pick-me-up. So instead of your usual 3 p.m. sugar fix, then it's a great alternative to that. So that's our 3 products in a nutshell. We're basically, everyone on here tonight, we're all real people, we're getting real results, and everyone's journey is unique to them and their circumstances. So I'm really excited to have been able to share this with you tonight, guys, and I can honestly say that I can't imagine our beans not being part of our daily life, and I can't wait to share this journey with you guys as well. So, Krista, that's my little spiel, and I'll hand back to you. Thanks for having me.
Awesome, Shan. Thank you so much for sharing. I have to say, when you were talking about your son not having to go to the doctors, our son has actually been very sick over the years as part of my very long product story, which I won't go right into tonight. But Nicholas is now 14. When he was 9, he was in hospital every 2 weeks with an illness, a mystery illness that they couldn't diagnose. So he was very much at the doctors, if you like. He was a very sick little boy, and because of the fact that he was always unwell, his immune system remained low all the time. So when we got started on the products, that was one thing that changed. I actually can't remember the last time I took him to the doctors. We started the products about 15, 16 months ago, and I can't remember the last doctor's visit. for him at all. So it's a massive change for him, and his anxiety levels have improved as well. So definitely big changes there. And the best part probably about the products is that they are whole food. They are amazing. Like, I have never come across anything that is as good for you as these things are. So I'm actually going to take Monica off her mute, or Monica can come off mute now, and she's going to tell us a little bit about her business story and how she came to be in the business. Monica, are you happy to share with us?
Yeah, I surely am. Hi everybody, my name's Monica. I'm from Canberra, originally from Albury-Wodonga, and I came into the business after using the products and became a raving fan, like most of us do. I found amazing results. I won't go too much into my product story, but basically I have got heaps of energy, feeling fantastic. My mental health improved. A special one that I do like to share is my 11-year-old. He was diagnosed with a melatonin deficiency at 6 years of age, and he's been on the products now for just over 4 months, and for the last month has been able to come off the synthetic melatonin and is sleeping beautifully now. So it's been a great journey for us in that respect. I started the business in late February this year, so I'm only fresh to the business, but I love sharing it with everybody. I just can't tell you how much I enjoyed getting people to come on to join and to try and experience the awesome health and the benefits that we've been able to gain from it. The business has made me happier. It's been made me find myself after having another child who's now 2. I seemed to lose myself for a while. It's been great for self-development, and it's, you know, being fresh to the business. Yeah, it's not huge finances that I'm seeing yet, but that's not what I'm here for. I'm here to share the journey, to help others. I'm actually a registered nurse by profession, and I can say that in my job, I don't even get this personal self-development that I have in the last 4 months since joining the business. And yeah, so even the you know, little financial amounts that I'm gaining at the moment at the beginning of my business life have helped us immensely with, you know, being able to get the small stuff like karate gear for Dylan. So yeah, and I've got great visage for the future. Both my husband is so supportive and really loves it, and can see a great future for the whole family. So yeah, that's our little story.
Awesome, thanks, Mon. That was amazing. I have to agree with the business side of things. It's like a personal development course rolled into, disguised as a business. It's really, really cool. So I have also had a lot of changes within myself. I've grown a lot in the last, particularly in the last 6 months, that even, you know, obviously before that, and it's just an amazing change. Like, I've even been able to come off my antidepressants because the change in me is so great that I don't feel that I need to take them anymore. So, you know, between the clean eating and the products and the support network that we've got within our little team, you know, which is growing rapidly, which is awesome. You know, we're all really good friends. We met each other at conference and we know each other, and, you know, we see each other online all the time, and it's just been such an amazing journey. And, you know, people are always saying things like, oh, is that one of those pyramid schemes and all that sort of stuff, and it's absolutely not. When you compare it to other jobs, it's actually a lot easier to get to the top in this business than it is in any other profession that I've ever worked in. And I've had a few jobs over the years. I'm not I was not, I picked a profession, but I was never really good at sticking to one job. So this is probably something that's made me realise that there is something that can make you happy out there. You don't have to do what you hate or that you think you have to do because it's what there is. There is always some other option out there for you that you can take. So, you know, that was a big step for me. I was very much a skeptic, and I didn't feel like this could be something. I always sort of stood back and watched people doing it thinking, I don't think I could do that. I don't know enough people. I don't think that's me. But, you know, since I've joined, I've actually met a lot of people, and you don't actually need to know that many people to do it. You know, I've introduced the business so far to maybe 6 people, and it's just kind of grown from there. So, you know, it's quite organic, and it just kind of flows when it's working. So it's quite a beautiful, like I said, self-development business, and I really love it. So we're actually going to hear from Shan again now. She's going to tell us a little bit about her product story. Shan, are you happy to share?
Sorry, I couldn't find my mute button.
That's okay.
Yes, I'd love to share. So I could actually really relate to what you just said in terms of, you know, not knowing many people and whatnot, Krista. Just to quickly touch on that, you know, I'm so lucky that I've been able to share this journey with a group of girls, and my team has now grown to 18 people, some of whom I've never met before. So, you know, it's pretty amazing that we get to meet friends or choose the people we want to work with, and from there meet another bunch of great women, and men and women alike. So but what I really want to share with you tonight, guys, is it's a bit of a product story and something that's come, or it's how my son and myself came to be on the products. So to set the scene for you, I guess I really need to go back to the day that my little boy Thomas was born. I won't go on and on. I don't want to bore you all. But from that day until about 5 weeks before he turned 4, he never, ever slept the night through from day one. He was a very, very dependent child. We had feeding issues, etc. So to say that we were sleep deprived for nearly 4 years is an understatement. If you couple that on top of, for me personally, you know, I had self-esteem issues, I had hormonal issues, I had polycystic ovary syndrome, I had been to extremes to try and lose weight, all sorts of things, and had never really found what worked for me. And then if you also couple the sleep deprivation for Thomas with the ridiculous amount of ear infections, tonsillitis, 4 lots of surgery between 1 and 2, anemia to the point of needing a blood transfusion, 6 weekly blood tests as a newborn baby, staph in his ear due to a missed infection, speech issues, behavioural issues, to family anxiety, all because of basically the sleep problems. It was a really, really tough time for James and I as parents, but especially for our little man, who was always just so very unwell. It was never anything serious, and we really thanked our lucky stars for that, but it was constant, it was relentless, and it was always an ongoing drama. We were the family that, you know, you dreaded saying, how's everything going to? Because a lot of the time I'd smile and say good, but there's other times when it just kind of fell out, and when it started rolling, it just didn't stop. And I'm sure those people never asked me again. So each time he got sick, and this is sort of like what you said before, Krista, it took a little longer to recover. It was hard getting the doctors to listen to us, or to stop them saying to me, stop wrapping him in cotton wool. There was nothing like that at all. The sleep deprivation that he had led to behavioural and learning difficulties, balance and coordination issues. It was suggested that we take him to a paediatrician. So we did. So within 5 minutes of walking in that door, they said to me, he has autism. And then proceeded to give me prescriptions for medication. And this is, bear in mind, a 3.5-year-old, for risperidone, which is an antipsychotic, Catapres, which is a sedative, and an antidepressant, because it's likely that he had an anxiety issue as well. I really felt angry. I felt sad. I felt upset. Just so many emotions. And I asked what natural alternatives there were for him. The response I was given were these medications would make kids like your son easier to handle. Again, the steam was just coming out of my ears. Anyway, when the opportunity came up to give him these chews, there was absolutely no doubt in my mind that I wanted them for him. And within weeks of him starting them, he had more energy, but it was a different kind of energy. It wasn't the restless, irritable, tired energy that caused him to look for attention in any way possible, mostly making poor choices to get that attention. He started concentrating at preschool. He started to make progress in his speech and OT sessions. He's a clumsy kid. He's mine, so he's clumsy. God love him. But his reaction time to save himself from injury improved. I remember once at preschool, he fell face first into a toy boat because he was so tired he didn't even put his hands out to stop himself. He broke his nose. He now concentrates for hours, sometimes more blocks at karate. And Monica, I know you just mentioned karate. It's not the most exciting thing for a 5-year-old to stand there and do when you're counting in Japanese and do step by step. He started to concentrate for an hour and a half at a time to do that. He passed his first grading at 5 years of age. He plays footy. He's taking in his lessons at swimming finally. Before he was a walking zombie who was fussy at meal times. He wouldn't sleep. He was irritable all the time. He couldn't be understood because he was too tired to take in his speech therapy lessons. And he was a really beautiful natured kid now who is still full of energy. He's making better food choices for himself. He's getting great reports from his educators, and he's now sleeping 12 hours a night. I can't begin to describe how happy, like it actually makes me quite emotional because we went through such a really tough time trying to get this working for him, and now seeing something so simple change this for him, it means the world to us to know that we were such strong advocates for him and to make those really good choices for him. The one change that we did make was just bridging the gap in his nutrition, and it wasn't an overnight fix. He hated the chews initially. I had to force them into him. I threatened him with bone broth if he didn't have them. Within a week, he learned to love them. And I didn't give him a choice because I know how important it was for him to have them. Now I have to actually hide the bag from both my kids. And we've literally just ticked over 12 months, guys, and it's just the beginning for us. We are absolute lifers. And Juice Plus has really changed our life. So I'm so thankful to Beck for sharing that product with us, for the changes it's made for him. My story is a whole other one. You'll have to jump back on to hear that one. And yeah, so thanks for having me. Sorry I rambled a little bit, but I am really passionate in how simple these changes can be and what they can mean for you and for your family. So thank you. I'll hand back now and stop blubbering. Ta.
Thank you, Shan. That's an amazing story, and I actually hadn't heard that side of it before from you. So thank you so much for sharing it. I really have to agree. The sleep deprivation not only makes you not a great person, but for your children, it's so important. Like, you don't realise how much they need their sleep. So behaviour-wise, it causes a lot of issues. And I remember taking Nicholas to a paediatrician because they looked at him for all sorts of problems, including brain tumours and other horrible cancer-type things. And I remember the paediatrician saying to me, "He's an odd little fellow, isn't he?" And I thought, well, he spent 90% of his time being poked and prodded by people like you. I'd be odd too. He was like a pincushion for a very long time because they didn't know what was actually wrong with him. So, you know, they did blood tests and they did x-rays and they did all sorts of scans, and it was hard for a little person to try and put that into, like, for him to try and process it. So he became quite inward and quite shy, more than he normally is anyway. He's quite a shy person anyway. So it's quite a journey for them to have to go on, and they go through a lot as it is as children. He missed quite a bit of school. When he was in year 3, he almost missed so much that they almost made him repeat. So that was another thing that he had to deal with as well. So it's amazing how resilient they are. Nicholas doesn't enjoy the chews still, but he knows that if he doesn't take them, he starts to feel sick. So, and he knows that it causes other issues where he can't sleep and all that sort of stuff. So he takes them. He doesn't like them, but he takes them. So I'm very proud of him for that, because it's not an easy thing for a child to do, is to be able to admit that that's what happens. So, you know, we're also obviously raving fans. We absolutely love these products. And I can remember our first bonus that we got, because we're lucky enough to have bonuses in this business. At each level, the first bonus we got, I remember being so grateful, thinking, I don't remember another business that had offered me, or another job that had offered me anything like that. And I actually spent it on the kids because they had been through so much, and particularly Nicholas, and I bought them stuff with it. So we are very lucky to be able to have bonuses in this business at every level of promotion. So that's just another exciting part about it. I'm actually going to head over to Carla now, who is, if she is here, there she is. Carla, are you happy to share your business story with us?
Sure, thank you.
Thank you.
So I just wanted to I'm Carla from Albury, Wodonga. I've been part of this business for probably about 4 months now. And in this time, I've received not only financial help with it, but more importantly, I found a group of like-minded women who are on the same journey. And through their support, I've learned how to grow my business, manage my time better, focus on what is important, and then as an added bonus, my belief in myself has increased, along with my confidence for what I can achieve and what is achievable. So as Krista was saying before, that it is a personal journey as well, and it's a lot of self-development, which I've found. The opportunities that this business has to offer, I think, are just absolutely endless. It just depends on how much time and effort you want to put into it. One thing that Adam and Kira continue to drum into us is that you'll only fail if you give up. So, you know, if you decide you don't want to do it anymore, then that's when it won't work for you. I also work full-time as a property manager, and I'm also raising 3 children. So my time is very limited, and I don't have much spare time in between running kids to sport and working and everything else. But the spare time that I do have, I'm more than happy to spend it working on the business, because it's something that I truly do believe in, and helping others is, you know, what I like to do. Recently there was a conference up on the Gold Coast, and quite a few of us went up there and met each other, and it was great, and the support and everything up there was amazing. For me, it was a huge game changer, and it's just, I had so many light bulb moments while I was up there, and that continues to stay with me. One of the quotes that came out of it was, can you look your kids 20 years down the track and tell them, sorry, you could have had it all, but I couldn't be bothered. That's a big thing that just continues to stay with me and keeps me going. So, yeah, if you're thinking about joining the business, I think it's a great opportunity. You just, you know, need to put your time and effort into it, and it can take you big places. So, thanks.
Awesome. Thanks, Carla. That was amazing. That was absolutely, I still carry that quote around everywhere I go. I just remember it, because I remember thinking there were days that, and there are still days sometimes where I think, oh, I'm too tired today, I just won't bother. And I think, if I don't do it today, will I not want to do it tomorrow? And then, you know, is the wheel going to completely fall off, and am I going to just completely give up? And I think about the kids, and I think about what we've been able to do for them, and how this has changed me and made me a better person and a better mum to them, because I've been able to be a happier version of myself. And I think, no way am I giving up on this. This is something I can do. This is something I'm so passionate about. It's just, you know, it's not about trying to sell to people or any of that sort of stuff, and it never ever has been. It's just helping people. you know, I have a friend who has started on the products, and for a really long time, I think she just took them and was happy with the results she was getting from the products themselves. She didn't actually follow the program. Once she started following the program only a few months ago, she's actually lost 8 kilos. And she messaged me the other day. She was so proud of herself. She said, "I've lost 8 kilos. I can't believe it." And I thought, that's how I know that I've picked the right job. That made me feel warm and fuzzy, and just I just thought that was amazing. I've actually was able to help somebody with a health goal. So that is something that is huge for me to be able to do. I'm a very big advocate for people who are struggling mentally, and I like to get the support networks going for those people, and to make other people more aware of it, because I think mental health issues do kind of get swept under the rug even still. So I'm a huge supporter of people who are wanting to better themselves that way. And while we can't say that the products are a cure, because they most certainly aren't, they are not a magic pill, they won't work overnight, they are definitely something that I could never be without anymore. Our family just, we noticed that if for some reason we haven't had them, when we were away at conference, my kids went to my parents' place and I didn't pack them, I forgot, so they got left at home. And when I got home, they actually commented, and I could see the change in their behaviour. So it was almost like a test by accident. I didn't mean to do it, but it was worth seeing the changes in them. So the business itself it's a really simple business model, and you know, if you're on here tonight and you're thinking about joining up to the business, reach out to the person who has invited you along tonight and who you've been talking to. You know, you won't regret it. It has, without a doubt, it's been the best decision that I've ever made. And I've made some pretty dodgy decisions in the past, so I can safely say that this is definitely one of the best decisions I've ever made. And, you know, I thank everybody for being on here tonight, and, you know, having a listen to everybody's stories. And thank you to everyone who shared. It was really amazing to hear everybody talking tonight. Shan, your story was amazing. I hadn't actually heard that one about Thomas before, so thank you for sharing and being open with us. So that's us for tonight. Thank you everyone for being a part of it, and if you've got any questions at all, please you know, go back to the person who's asked you to be here and join us tonight, and I'm sure they'll be able to give you all the information that you're after. But thank you everybody.
Thanks, Krista.
Thank you.